going to jump straight into this, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how you can generate more leads for your business using Twitter. Now, Twitter has been incredible, not just for our own business, but for a lot of our clients. In fact, there's some clients where out of all the social media channels, you've got Facebook, Google+, Instagram, LinkedIn, what we're actually focusing with them is just doing Twitter. And we're getting some incredible results with it. So what I wanted to do today is go through how we actually do this for ourselves, how we do this for our clients, and how you can do this for your own business and get the same kind of results. So if you're already on Twitter and you have your own account and you want to get involved, feel free to use the hashtag #WinMoreBusiness. Feel free to tag us on our company account, Skyline Social Co, or you can tag myself at Ash Davis. And if you have any questions or you just want to say something online, feel free to get involved, and our team are monitoring it, so we'll be able to get back to you as well. So just to give you a recap of some of the things we'll be covering today, first of all, I wanted to take a step back and actually explain why should you be using social media for your business in the first place, just so we have a good understanding of what social media really is and why is it important, and also why is Twitter so unique and powerful as well. Then I'm going to give you our own 3-step strategy that we use for social media to be successful. Essentially, that's what it all comes down to at the end of the day. So we're going to tell you our 3-step strategy that you can use for your own business, and using this strategy will not only help your business generate leads, but it will help you get more brand awareness online. It will help you get in front of more people. It will help more people like you as a brand, as a company, in terms of what you do. It will help build up trust. There's literally so many benefits through social media. The problem is that with social media, a lot of the people think that it's too hard, it takes too much time, or they're not really sure what they actually need to do, and they're maybe just a bit worried about making sure that they're doing the right things, or maybe they don't want to waste their times. We're going to just clear up any misconceptions that you might have and help you create your own social media strategy based on our 3 principles, our 3-step strategy for social media success. And then we're also going to tell you how you can maximize your growth by using tools and things like that to actually minimize the amount of time that you do spend on your social media account, so you can streamline everything and get everything done as quickly as possible. One of the most important things for you to keep in mind is that almost anyone who you want to find online, whoever your potential customers are, whoever your existing customers are, pretty much almost everyone these days is on social media. If you go to a room with 100 people, 1,000 people, even 100,000 people, and you ask everyone in that room to raise their hands if they are on some form of social media, whether that's Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or Instagram or something, chances are almost everyone will be on some form of social media, which means your clients and your potential clients are on social media. So what you then need to do is just go out there and find them. And we're going to show you how you can find your target audience using social media and using Twitter primarily. One of the other great things about social media is that you can build trust and brand awareness. You can build up a relationship with those that you're connected to, so that over a period of time, they begin to trust you more and more. And not only that, but you can actually use social media to skyrocket your conversions. And I love this slide because what this actually means is that people are no longer just looking at your website to see if they want to do business with you or if they've just met you at a networking event. What they do is they also look at your social media channels, such as, for example, your Twitter profile, what are you saying, your LinkedIn account, what kind of people are recommending you. So everything in this world today is just becoming more and more transparent. So pretty much who you are and how you position yourself will come across as to how you are presented on your own social media channels. So it's really important that you're presented in the best possible way, the way that you want people to view yourself and your business. One of the other things that I love about social media is that you can also position yourself as an expert and an authority, and we're going to show you how you can do that as well. And probably one of the most important things as well is that you can actually start to generate new leads for your business, and we're going to show you how to do that as well. So now that we've explained a bit more about why you should be using social media, what really is social media? I know that social media has become a bit of a buzzword these days. A lot of people are talking about it, saying it's this, saying it's that. But what really is it? So I think in order to clear this up, I'm going to first of all explain what it's not. So it's not traditional marketing. It's not saying, look at me, I'm so great, come and buy my product or service. It's not advertising in the traditional sense, and it's not advertising that you might see on websites, such as in banner advertisements and things like that. And really importantly, it's not just having a profile on Facebook or a profile on Twitter or on LinkedIn. If you just have a profile on one of these social media channels, but you're not doing anything with it, then that's not really social media. So Wikipedia's definition of social media is that, this is a bit long, so bear with me, is that social media are computer-mediated tools that allow people to create, share, or exchange information, ideas, and pictures or videos in virtual communities and networks. Now that's Wikipedia's definition, but we've simplified that, and our definition for social media is so simple. Social media is basically a conversation that takes place online. So everything that you would do in real life, so when you're at a business networking event, the way that you position yourself, the way that you position your business, what you say, how you say it, everything, all these principles, everything that you do in the real world can be translated into the online world, and it's essentially the same thing. So if you're worried or you're not quite sure about what to do or what to say on social media, maybe when someone engages with you or sends you a message, or if you'd like to reach out to someone, if you just keep this one simple principle in mind, that social media is a conversation that takes place online, it will help you so much when you're not sure what to do when it comes to your social media for your business. So just keep that one principle in mind, that social media is a conversation that takes place online, and we're going to show you how you can leverage this one simple principle to create your whole marketing strategy on social media. So like all conversations, the key to social media begins with listening. So you need to listen to, where are your target audience? Where are they actually located? Are they on Facebook? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Twitter? For example, if you're a B2B, then chances are that your target audience is most likely going to be on LinkedIn and on Twitter. Whereas if you're B2C, then chances are that they're most likely going to be on Twitter and Facebook. Probably even Instagram as well. You need to think about, where are your customers most likely to be? And then once you know the answer to that, and once you know also what kind of things they're talking about, it will help you in actually spending your time and attention and your money and all your energies on where you're going to produce the most results. And one of the reasons that so many companies and people don't really get any results from social media is because they don't actually have a strategy. They don't have a plan, a model that they can follow, which actually does get results, and a model that's been proven to get results. So right now, I'm going to show you our 3-step plan for social media success. These are the principles and strategies that we use in order to get successful results for ourselves and also for our clients on their social media channels. And these principles that I'm about to show you work for all social media channels. So it's not just for Twitter. Even though right now we're going to be focusing on Twitter, the results can essentially be replicated across all social media channels. So what do you need to do? The first thing that you need to do is you need to build a high quality targeted audience. And we're going to show you how you can do that on Twitter. The second thing that you need to do is you need to post regular social media updates, and that will help you build up trust and brand awareness and build up a relationship with those in your target audience. And we're going to show you how you can do that as well. And then the third thing that you need to do in order to generate leads for your business is you actually need to reach out and engage with people that are in your target audience, that have seen your social media updates, so that they're warmed up and ready to have a conversation with you, so you can take it to the next step in your sales process to generate leads and sales for your business. So it's very simple. The principles are simple, but how you actually do it, it really depends on one thing. And that thing is whether you take action. So in order to get results from this, you actually need to spend some time doing the work. And I know that might sound a bit silly and maybe even obvious, but a lot of the time people know what to do, but they don't always take action and actually do it. So what I want you to do today is actually write down 3 things. So first of all, I want you to write down who your target audience is. So with Twitter, because that's what we're focusing right now, you can basically find people based on three main things. So you have their location. So think about where your target audience is located. Is it a city? Is it a country? What kind of keywords would they have in their Twitter bio? So keywords could be, for example, their job title, whether they're a CEO, whether they're managing directors, whatever job titles you're trying to target, include that in the bio that you're looking for. You can also include what kind of business or industry they may be in as well. And also, what kind of things will they be talking about? So you might even have to think quite creatively about this. Say, for example, maybe you're a driving school instructor, so you help people to learn how to drive. You could potentially look for people that are based in your location, that maybe have the keyword student inside their bio, and who could be tweeting about their 16th birthday. Because you know that if they just turn 16, chances are they're going to be looking to getting a license and learning how to drive. So you can actually connect to them in real time at the right time with a message that starts a conversation with them and lets them know that you actually exist. That's just a very sort of broad example, but think about your own business and think about who your target audience is. And once you've defined that, you can then go out there and find them. And we're going to show you how you can find them as well. The second thing you need to do is you need to write down what kind of things are your target audience interested. So this isn't what you're interested in, this is what your target audience is interested in. So say, for example, your target audience is graphic designers. You're going to need to post things that are interesting to graphic designers. So it's relatively simple, but you'd be surprised how many people don't actually do this, or how many people are just constantly posting social media updates that are just promoting themselves. The most important thing that you want to do with the social media updates is help position you as an authority, help build up brand awareness by them seeing you as providing someone or a brand that provides good quality information to those who you're connected with. So don't just post anything that you find on social media. Always think quality over quantity. And think about what would your target audience be interested in. And if you post things that they're interested in, it just increases the chances that they'll actually remember you, engage with you, and have some sort of conversation with you online. And then finally, the third thing that you need to do is you need to have a message. This is what we call the hook. This is something that you can use to send out to people that follow you back, for example, that will get them interested in starting a conversation with you. So for our own business, for example, a lot of the messages that we send out are inviting people to a networking event or a webinar, because we know that this is basically a hook to get them interested in having a conversation with us. So once, for example, they reply back to that message, that initial message where we invite them to maybe a webinar or an event, maybe even you found out about this webinar through Twitter as well. What we then do is we can start taking it to the next step in our sales process. So once they go to the webinar, if they like what we do, we can arrange a call after the webinar, and then we can have a further conversation. And if they are someone that could be a potential client, then great. Or if they're not, no problem. Maybe they know someone that is. The point is that you just want to focus on providing value to those who you're connected to in your target audience, and then the leads will start coming in. But that message, that hook essentially is so important, because that's what's going to be generating the leads for you. So once you reach out to people in your target audience, which we'll show you how to do, and you have that message ready to send out to people once they follow you back, that hook is what's going to define whether you get a lead or not. And I would recommend that the hook is something that provides value to the people that are following you. So the only other thing that you need to think about is your own time and resources. So think about, when can you dedicate maybe just 1 hour on your social media? Maybe it could be once a week, maybe it could be twice a week, maybe it could be every day. Whatever it is that you think you can dedicate for your own social media accounts on your own business, write that down and then stick to it and commit to it. And the reason I'm telling you to do this is because you actually need to be consistent. You can't just do this once and then forget about it. You need to do this consistently on a regular basis in order for you to get results from this. But if you do this, I promise you, you will see results. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. What we're going to do next is actually talk to you about how you can start building up that high quality audience on social media. So first of all, we're going to speak about how you can build up a targeted audience on Twitter. So one of the cool things that you can do is you can use tools to basically help you find people in a more easier way. So say, for example, you're looking for accountants in London. They're the kind of people you're trying to target. You can use a really cool tool called Follower Wonk, which enables you to type in the keywords in the search box and also type in the location and then search for people that match your keywords and location. And what's really cool about this is that you can also organize it by how influential they are and how many followers they maybe have and all kinds of different parameters. And you can also even export the information in Excel if you needed to as well. So that's one of the simple ways that you can find people within your target audience. However, what you can also do is you can also copy audiences from maybe your competitors, maybe from an organization where you think that your target audience or your potential clients will most likely be following. So say, for example, this is the London Chamber of Commerce Twitter account. If you think that you're going to have a lot of business people that would be following this account, you can then use the tool called Crowdfire app. So I'll put that in the comments as well in case you need to spell it. But it's essentially a really cool tool that enables you to find people that are following that account. So all you then have to do, similar to what you do on Follower Wonk, is you just follow people that are related to your target audience. So don't just follow everyone, but what's important is that you pick and choose who to follow. Because remember, it's quality over quantity. There's no point in having 1,000 followers which are just, really crummy accounts, just spam accounts or even fake accounts, because you're not going to get any results from that. It's so much better to have 100 followers that are quality, real people that you can actually do business with, follow you back, than having 1,000 people that don't mean anything follow you back. The third way that you can build up a high quality audience is by finding people in real time and seeing what they're talking about. So again, these are just three different tools that we use. This is the Twitter search tool. There's lots of different tools that you can use to help you, which we'll talk about in some later slides as well. But essentially what I want to just help you with today is just for you to understand the principles of what you need to do. So remember, the first way that you can build up that high quality audience on Twitter is by following people based on different keywords in their Twitter profile and their location. The second way is by following people that are on what may be one of your competitor accounts or following an organization that you think that your Twitter audience would also be following. And the third thing that you can do is you can find people tweeting or talking about different things in real time. So this isn't for everyone, but if you can think of something that your target audience would be talking about that would indicate that they could need your services, then you can search for it here. You can also search for it in location as well. And you can basically find what people are talking about right now in real time. And if you can think of something that would be related to your business, something that you can actually help them with, then all you then need to do is just engage with them. And by engage, I simply mean it can be something as simple as liking their tweet, replying back to them, following them, something that helps them know that you exist and what you actually do to engage with them. Again, if you keep that principle in mind, where social media is essentially a conversation that takes place online, that will help you know what to say when you find someone tweeting about something in real time that you may be able to engage with. So just imagine that as a conversation that would take place in real life. So if, for example, you're wondering, should I sell to them straight away? What I would then ask to yourself is, if this was at a networking event, a business networking event where you met someone and that's what they said, but instead of tweeting it, they said it, what would you then do? Would you then sell to them, or how would you reply to them? And just keep that one principle in mind. If someone, for example, says, I'm really looking for a lawyer to help me with so-and-so, and that's exactly what you can help them with, and they say that to you at a networking event, chances are you would most likely say, oh, by the way, that's what I do. Maybe I can help you. Or you might just give them some friendly advice. But essentially, it's whatever you would do in real life, just do that online using social media. And again, if you can provide value to people first, especially before trying to sell to them, I think you'll get much better results. But you know what, that being said, I've seen cases where, someone's typing or has just tweeted something really specific, and the person or the business has come in at just the right time, and he's actually got a really good qualified lead as a result from that, even though he did sell to them straight away. And sometimes it has actually turned into business as well. So it's really up to you to decide how to use that. For myself personally, I sort of judge it on a case-by-case basis. If, for example, someone said, "Oh, we're looking for a social media agency," chances are I would say something along the lines of, "Hey, we're a social media agency. Maybe we can have a chat. Let's meet up for coffee, or let's have a call." Or maybe I'd say something along the lines of, "Hey, we're a social media agency. Why don't you come into one of our webinars or one of our events that we're organizing or seminars?" Just something that provides them value. I would just have to judge it on a case-by-case basis, and you'll have to do the same as well. But essentially, it's another way that you can build up that audience and find people in real time that could be needing your services. So it's a really cool tool. And speaking of tools, there's so many tools that you can use online, as I touched on. Some of the tools that we use ourselves, we actually used to use Hootsuite and Buffer, but now we have our own social media portal and dashboard, essentially, where all our clients get free access to, and they can log in and they can manage everything to do with their social media accounts. So they can manage an unlimited number of accounts as long as it's related to their business. So it could be from their Instagram to their Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus, to multiple Twitter accounts, to multiple LinkedIn accounts. So everything can be managed from a secure place online. They can also schedule tweets. They can see what tweets and what social media updates we've scheduled to do if we're doing it for them. They can also monitor what people are saying about their brand, if they're positive and negative. They can also measure what kind of results they're getting, and they can also manage the leads that have come through. And you can actually also use this as a CRM, and essentially you can use it to send out email campaigns, even text messaging campaigns as well, to the people that you've connected to on social media. So that's what we now use for our clients, but there's lots of different tools out there. Hootsuite and Buffer, again, as I said, they're tools that we used to use as well, and they're really good as well. One of the tools I mentioned earlier was the Crowdfire app, so this is how you spell it. And you can also then use this tool to unfollow those that don't follow you back. So what we would do is, whatever time you've assigned to work on your social media, spend that time following people in your target audience. So for our own clients, we spend about 1 hour every day finding people and following people and engaging with them. And then what we've found, after doing lots of research on this, is that we found the optimal time to unfollow those who don't follow you back has been 2 days. So if you're still waiting for someone that you followed to follow you back, I would give them no more than 2 to 5 days to follow you back. And if they don't follow you back, chances are they're not going to follow you back. So I would just unfollow them so that you don't have lots of people that you're following and not a lot of people following you back. It's important to have the ratio look good when you're doing Twitter. And you don't want to be following 1,000 people and then 100 people only following you back. You want it to be more even, or even preferably more people following you than you are following back. So using the Crowdfire app, it will allow you to see those who haven't followed you back, so you can unfollow them. So we've spoken about how you can build up that high quality audience on Twitter. Hopefully that makes sense. The next thing that you need to do is then post regular social media updates. So these social media updates are so important because this is what will help keep your brand in the mind of other people. So even if they don't necessarily read the stuff that you're posting on Twitter, the fact is that if they see your brand pop up, so you might have your logo or your name pop up, they still remember you, and it's just another way to keep them in the back of your mind, in the back of the mind of your potential clients and of your target audience. And again, the reason why it's important to have really good, high quality, engaging content that's interesting to your target audience is because they will remember you more if you do it that way. So one of the challenges you may face in order to post social media updates on a regular basis is, first of all, how do you find good quality content? And also, should you use your own content or should you use other people's content? What's the best way to do this? So we've found that, first of all, in order to post high quality content, again, you can use lots of different tools to help you to do this. So one of the really cool tools that you can save a lot of time is a tool called Scoop It. So that's scoop.it. And essentially, if you sign up for that, it's you can get a free package as well with that. You can basically type in some keywords that are related to your industry, to the type of thing that that would be maybe interesting to your target audience, and it will give you the most popular articles around that subject that you've typed in. Another cool tool is the Buffer app. So that's one of the tools we mentioned that you can also use to manage your whole social media channels. But the good thing about Buffer as well as Hootsuite as well, it also gives you suggestions on what kind of content you should also be posting. And if you know what kind of websites would be good for your target audience, you can actually use a tool called Feedly to take the RSS feed and essentially compile a list of all the websites and blogs which you think will be interesting to your target audience, and then you can put it all into Feedly, and it will compile an aggregated list for you so that you can then easily find all the content that's good for your target audience. So we use a combination of these tools. Our own social media portal also has suggested content that it gives you ideas for things that you can post and use. And we also use Feedly as well, because we find this to be one of the easiest and most effective ways to find websites and blogs and really good quality content. So we use a variety of different tools to do this, and you just have to see what works best for your business. And again, a lot of the time it is on a case-by-case basis as to what tools will work best for your business. But hopefully, if you have a look at some of these tools, they'll be able to help you start finding good quality content. And then what you then need to do is you don't need to post it every single day. You don't need to log into your social media channels every day and post an article. And remember to post an article every day. You can use tools, as we mentioned earlier, such as Buffer and Hootsuite, to schedule it out. So you can just spend maybe 30 minutes or an hour in the beginning of the week looking for really good quality content that you can post, that you can use to send out on your social media channels. You can schedule it across all your social media channels, not just Twitter, but also Facebook and LinkedIn and Google+. And essentially, you can schedule it out at the times when your audience is most active. And then once it's scheduled out, you can just forget about it because you know it's going to be posted and you don't have to worry about posting something every day. So as long as you have stuff going out on a regular basis, you don't have to log in every day and do it. You can just use tools to help you schedule the content for yourself, for your own social media channels, to save you time. So we've talked about, just to recap, we've talked about how you can build up a high quality targeted audience. We've also talked about how you can post regular social media updates on all your social media channels, including Twitter, so that you can help build up trust and likability with those that you're connected to in your target audience. And then finally, we're going to talk about how you can actually start generating leads using social media. And again, it's so simple, it just takes time to do. But to start generating leads for social media, it's as simple as starting a conversation. So one of the things that we recommend all our clients to do is try to provide value first. So for example, one of the things that you could say to people that you're speaking to, people that maybe follow you back on Twitter, you can also say something along these lines. So you can say, hey, I'm hosting a seminar in a few weeks on whatever it is that you're talking about. I thought it might be something you find interesting. Would you like more information? Or you could put hi, put their name there. I wanted to reach out to you to see if there are any opportunities for us to pass each other business. Would you like to have a quick chat? So again, it's just trying to see how you can help them and provide them value. Because if you keep that one principle that we mentioned earlier in the presentation, that social media is a conversation that takes place online. If you go to a business networking event and you say, hi, my name is so-and-so, and would you like to buy my service or buy my product? People are just going to look at you like you're just weird. And not only that, you'll probably annoy some people as well. People don't like being sold to, and especially the first time you just meet them. So what I would do is try to provide some sort of value to them first, and just generally be nice and see how you can help them, the same way that you would talk to people at a social media, sorry, not a social media, at a networking, business networking event, the same way that you would present yourself and the same things that you would say, just use the same principles to say the same thing online. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can generate leads for your business, by simply sending out messages to people on Twitter when they follow you back. Now, a word of caution is that a lot of people do already use messaging on Twitter to try to generate leads. So it's really important that if you actually want this to work, you need to provide some form of value. So here's a few things that you should and shouldn't do when sending out messages on Twitter. So first of all, you can use automatic messaging services, which will send a message to people automatically once you follow back. So Crowdfire has this feature. However, be careful that if you use features such as Crowdfire, when you send out that message, make sure it doesn't say this message was sent via Crowdfire, because straight away people will know that that's an automatic message, and the chances that they actually respond to that are going to be much, much lower. So in order to remove that, for example, on Crowdfire, you essentially would have to sign up for one of their packages. I don't think it's a lot of money, probably a few dollars every month, but that will enable you to actually take out that line where it says this message was sent through Crowdfire, and it will just send the message on its own. For our own tools that we use, we actually can customize it with the person's name as well, which again makes it more personalized. And we also, for our clients, we don't send out the message straight away. We wait an hour, we engage with them first, then we follow them, and then we wait an hour before we send out the message, just so everything just works a bit more naturally and a bit more organically as well. Also, when we send out messages, we don't just send them a message saying, hey, thanks for following, or something along them lines. If you don't really have something valuable to say or useful to say, it's probably best not to even use this feature, or not to send out any messages altogether. So it's really important, only send out a message again if you can provide some form of value, and if you can actually help people, and if the people that you're sending the message to are related to you in some way, because they're in your target audience. So if you're just sending out messages to random people that are not related to you at all, it's not going to work so well. So that's why it's so important that in the beginning, you target the right people in your target audience, so that when you send out this message to them, whether it's automatic or it's not automatic, either way, if they're people in your target audience, the chances are that they respond back if the message is providing value to them is so much higher. So just a few things to keep in mind before you do start sending messages. Don't be annoying, and when people do reply back to your message, make sure you reply back to them as soon as you can, so they see that it is a real person who's actually speaking to them, not just a machine just sending out automatic messages. So it's really important that you do have that human element as well. So that's the most popular method that we use for our clients anyway when sending out messages. There's also a few other ways that you can improve this process that if you use some of our tools you'll be able to do. But essentially that's the first thing, or one of the easiest ways that you can start generating leads for your business from today, even if you start doing the things that we've mentioned in this presentation. The second thing that you can do is, again, be helpful, and you can do what we call social media active listening. So what this basically means is that, similar to how earlier on in the presentation we said you can find people who are talking about things in real time, you can use this to actually engage with people and message people that could be related to you, could be related to your target audience. And again, you can actually use this method not just to build up a high quality targeted audience on Twitter, but you can actually use this method to also generate leads. So once again, you can use the search box on search.twitter.com and click on advanced search, and then you'll be able to type in different keywords and locations and things like that, which would be related to your target audience. So say, for example, you wanted to search for people, maybe you're a graphic designer or you do design and you're looking for people or businesses that are looking to get a new logo design. So you could type in the keyword with quotation marks, logo design needed, and it will give you a list of results of different people that are talking about logo design, talking about the keyword logo design needed. So once you find this list of people that are basically talking about things that you can actually get involved in, again, you can use different tools such as Hootsuite to make this process easier, but I'm just telling you the principles that you can use. Once you find people that you think you can engage with, all you then do is take action and actually engage with them. So, for example, again, as we mentioned briefly earlier, to engage with them, it can simply be following them, favoriting one of their tweets, or replying directly to the content of the tweets. And the important thing to keep in mind is just to listen well so that you can make sure your reply is relevant and you're not just saying random things. Keep it short, keep it simple. Don't really be promotional at this stage unless you think you can actually get away with it, because what you do is just perfect for that situation. So I'm not saying don't ever be promotional, but the majority of cases it will probably be better not to be. Just try to be helpful, because they'll see who you are anyway. Once you reply to their tweet, they can go to your Twitter profile, go to your website and see who you are anyway if they do want your services. And remember that when you see the list of results, not all tweets will be relevant to you. So don't reply back to everything, just pick and choose the right ones that will be right for you. And then once you have a lead, it's then up to you to take it into your sales process and take it from a lead to a sale. Okay, so just to recap on what you need to do to have a successful social media strategy in place for your business. Again, this is the one slide you need to remember, because this explains the whole strategy in such simple terms. As it says at the top, first of all, you need to do the research and find out who your target audience, who the people in your target audience are. What kind of things would they have in their bio? What kind of keywords would they have? What kind of things would they be tweeting about? What kind of location will they be based in? And then once you have that information, you can then go out there and find them using the methods we've told you in this presentation. So you can go out there and build a high quality audience of people interested in what you have to say by manually picking and choosing the right people to follow on Twitter. And it's important that you do this on a consistent basis. And the more that you put into this funnel, the more that you'll get out of it. Then you can build up trust and brand awareness by posting regular social media updates. So you can research content that would be interesting to the target audience that you've already reached out to. And then you can schedule social media updates that would be, again, interesting and relevant and engaging to the people in your target audience. Not necessarily always about yourself, but things that are interesting to your target audience. So the ratio we normally use for our clients is 80% really valuable content that's not talking about the client, not talking about yourself, but just providing valuable content to people in your target audience, and then 20% promotional material, which again isn't even meant to be that promotional. It could just be maybe a blog post or a case study or something that slowly builds up trust in what you do with the people that you're connected to over a period of time. And again, you can then, once they follow you on Twitter, you can then use tools such as the Crowdfire app to automatically send them a message, a personalized message of your choice, some kind of hook that provides value to them and gets them interested in having a conversation with you. And again, don't send out any messages with any lines saying this message has been sent from this tool or that tool. Try to make it as organic as you possibly can. And pretty much everything that we do here is quite organic. So you may have noticed how we're not doing, or at least we haven't spoken about doing any paid advertising on Twitter. Again, that can be quite expensive, and there is a right way of doing it, but that's not really what we're talking about now. This is really for businesses that are not already using Twitter, so they're right at the beginning really, or maybe they're using it but they're not really getting any results from it. So these are the 3 principles you need to keep in mind in order to get results from Twitter. Once you've mastered this, then you can move on to paid advertising and any other forms of marketing as well. But in order to get results initially, and by results I mean leads and build up trust and brand awareness with your potential clients, and you can even connect to your existing clients as well, it's really important that you follow these 3 simple principles that are in this social media funnel right here. And consequently, as a result of that, it will help your business grow, it will help your business generate more leads and generate more sales.